To take my remarks to Drake as a diss in any shape or form because I am actually really happy about what he did for the city. All I wanted was basically to address the situation for what it was because I was being contacted about it.
Here's something interesting that I came across. Does Kendrick Lamar know that Drake was responsible for XXX and what happened with that? You know, xxxtentacion?
On the 18th of June in 2018, Jahzay Onfroy, better known as xxxtentacion, was murdered in broad daylight after leaving a motorcycle shop in Deerfield Beach, Florida, leaving tens of millions of people around the world in shock and sadness, as one of the most talented rappers of our generation was seemingly taken away from us for no reason.
We all know people are blaming Drake for what happened to X, right? Saying it was his fault. Some people even saying it was a hire, it was a hit. Some people are saying this. Is it true? I don't know. It's allegations, you know. But check this out. So the attorney for one of the killers, matter of fact, we're gonna pull it up right now.
Prior to him being murdered, he had posted on Instagram, if anybody kills me, I'm snitching right now, it's champagne poppy. I'm paraphrasing, but something to that effect, right? So imagine the decedent said prior to his death, if anybody kills me, it's champagne poppy, which is Drake's Instagram name.
So we're right here on XXL Mag, you know, XXL double X is funny for triple X, right? So here's one thing it says. Lawyer for xxxtentacion killer cites X's beef with Drake as evidence that prevented killer from getting a fair trial. Right there, right? Getting a fair trial. So it says that Derek Williams cites Drake's evidence in the appeal brief. On November 29th, Mauricio Padilla, one of attorneys for convicted xxxtentacion killer Derek Williams, appeared on Law and Crime Network to discuss Williams' recently filed appeal brief. I'm going to put a little cut because I saw this. I'm going to put a cut of it. So he's basically talking about how there's evidence that Drake is the possible involvement not being allowed during trial. So basically, the lawyer is saying that there was evidence that should have put Drake in the whole situation, but the judge used his power to suppress that evidence. He's saying that appeal needs to be heard because that is against his client's rights. He broke the law by doing this. So if you go to court and there's evidence that proves that, hey, what you're saying is correct, the judge is supposed to allow that evidence in the courtroom, but the judge did not allow that. Matter of fact, the judge didn't want to hear anything to do with any type of celebrity because at that time, Migos was also involved in XXX as well too. There was a big beef going on that some people know, some people don't know. Well, December 2020, a filed witness list. Padilla says around the 5-minute timestamp of the video below, which I did show you all the video, states reaction to that was filed in the motion saying he went to the court to strike all his witnesses. That's not something that's legal or you can do. You have to itemize that what you want stricken. So you have to itemize what you want stricken. So he brought this list of all these people that are supposed to go, and the judge pretty much looked at the list and started striking names like, oh, he can't come, he can't come, he can't come, without an explanation why. There is even evidence, you know how XXX said on his Instagram post, if I'm not here no more, blame Champagne Poppy. You remember that? So he even submits that into the courtroom. There's even evidence of some of the Drake's lyrics that were even, you know, he sent his lyrics that were submitted to the courtroom too. Y'all can go back and listen to some of these songs that, you know, Drake put. I don't know a lot of them off the top of my head. I mean, I don't really listen to Drake like that. I mean, he cool and all, but I really was never a Drake fan from the get-go. I can explain that in a later time. Even his own mom thinks that there was something to do with this. Now, like I said, this is all alleged. This is not proven. This is alleged. But the fact that the judge didn't allow a lot of this evidence is what's crazy, you know? Here is the funny part about this. So we all know the beef happened. Kendrick won. You can't deny this. Kendrick whooped him, mopped him up, walked him down the street. And what does Drake do? Drake files a lawsuit against UMG, which is the biggest record label in the world. UMG. He files a lawsuit. Which I think is dumb because UMG owns you, bro. UMG owns you. They own everything about you. Why would you do this? you know you're putting yourself in a situation to where you can never have a hit again because they can just blackball you from everything. I don't know. I would look at different. Now he files his lawsuit against UMG talking about there's bots and all this stuff, the same things that he benefited from. So basically you're snitching on yourself. It's like a friend stealing cocaine from you and you calling a cop saying your friend stole your cocaine. Come on now, bro. You got to get real. This appeal drops right after UMG was put in a lawsuit by Drake. Now, some people are saying, is this a coincidence? Was UMG also responsible for helping Drake with the whole xxxtentacion thing? Because in that interview, if you watch it with the lawyer, he says that an attorney came down from the record label instead of Drake. Drake was supposed to go to court, never did. He never went. But an attorney came down instead from UMG, and after that attorney appeared, the judge suppressed everything. In other words, that attorney, was he hired by UMG to represent Drake? Is that attorney working for Drake? Or is he working for the record label? Now, if he's working for the record label, is the record label saying, okay, you want to sue us? Well, check this out. Go ahead, take him back to court. Yep, I filed the appeal because we're not going to help him this time. And that's just his fault. Makes you think, right? If it's true, maybe it's not. Now, here's another thing. Now, Kendrick Lamar's album, he got that song, Peekaboo. Now, I admit, I wasn't a big fan of the song. It's like Peekaboo. Peekaboo. You just keep saying Peekaboo all the time. Now, the song is about a person hiding behind their money, right? And you're like, okay, yeah, Drake's hiding behind his money. But it's the very beginning of the song. The very beginning of the song has a sample from a song, Helping Hand.
Here's the sample from Kendrick Lamar's Peekaboo from GNX.
Now, everybody's like, what do you mean? I mean, what does that do anything? xxxtentacion, before he passed, he had the Helping Hand challenge. Basically, this challenge was to help somebody out.
Okay, so I am just now waking up. I am tired as hell. But today I'm going to be vlogging because I'm going to be going to a homeless shelter, a foster home. And I'm going to be donating a bunch of clothes, a bunch of PS4s, like shoes, just different things to the kids. I'm going to donate like a bunch of stuff to them. So I was just going to record it because I never really record any of the good things I do. And not only that, I really wanted to not only record it just to kind of set some sort of positive energy in the air, but also to kind of influence other people to do it as well. I was actually going to start a movement called the Helping Hand, where you guys like record you doing good things for people and kind of spread that positive energy.
Somebody's in need, help them out. At that same time, X put out that challenge. That's when Drake put out that song, God's Plan, God's Plan. And what was he doing in the video? You all remember? He was handing out money. And where was he at? In Miami doing it. Out there where X is from. He was trolling X with God's Plan. That's what he was doing, was trolling X. Now, X did go on Instagram and thank Drake basically for saying, hey, thank you for coming out here and doing this, helping out with the challenge.
Hey, I don't want anybody to take my remarks to Drake as a diss in any shape or form because I am actually really happy about what he did for the city. All I wanted was basically to address the situation for what it was because I was being contacted about it.
Drake pretty much turned his head and gave him the cold shoulder and was like, well, I don't even listen to challenges that much. I did this for me.
However, after Drake put up a caption today, and you guys can go watch a God's Plan video, you'll see the caption where he's kind of shitting on challenges, but saying he still want to encourage good deeds. He says this: I'm not into challenges on IG. I find them annoying. But today I'm going to challenge everyone to go out and do something for someone, anything, the smallest thing, just to bring another human being some joy. And please tag me in it somehow so I can see all the love being spread. You don't have to play the song in the background or have some hashtag. This isn't about streams and all other tactics being used. Just go be kind in any way you can, and let's all watch the world be nice to each other, even if it's for 24 hours. Thank you. Now, here's the thing, because there's a couple words in there, a couple phrases that I was like, kind of seems like he's taking shots at that helping hand challenge, all right? And why am I thinking that? He says I'm not into challenges, even though he just issued a challenge, but fine. But he also says, listen, fuck a hashtag. This isn't about streams or other tactics being used, okay?
You know, it was just kind of odd how he came at him that way, you know? And X was trying to be peaceful. Now, you can look at a lot of this is still up on Instagram and everything else. A lot of it hasn't been taken down. You can Google all this. So he trolled him with that. So Kendrick Lamar put helping hand in the middle of the song. Now, here's another thing. The song Peekaboo. If you go back and listen to the song Silent Hill, that's on Mr. Morale. There's a song Silent Hill he has with Kodak Black. Now, Silent Hill, he uses a sample in the beginning too, and the song's called Silent Hill. And everybody always wonder, like, why they call it Silent Hill? He also says peekaboo in a line of the song in Silent Hill. Now, Kodak Black, when he did that song, just got out of jail. Kodak Black was actually in the jail locked up with one of the people who killed XX. So some people are putting this together, like did Kodak get out and, you know, and him and Kendrick have a talk? Kendrick liked X. Kendrick actually put X on tour with him. Some people don't know this. If you go back and watch the video, Kendrick is doing 17 push-ups in the song, Not Like Us. Why is he doing 17 push-ups? It took 17 days for Kendrick to drop Euphoria after Drake dissed him. Why did it take him 17 days? Now, what was X's album? 17. Bro, he also says peekaboo 17 times in the song. So I am not saying all this is, you know, whatever you want to call it. But what if this is true? What if Kendrick does know? What if he said, remember in the song Euphoria, and he says, I know stuff that make Gunna look like one a saint. Remember he said something like those lines, and people was like, was he snitching, whatever? What if that's what he was talking about this whole time? It's just mind blown, man. I'm just here to bring y'all what I just found out. And, you know, you can do your own research. Tell me what you find. Comment below what you're finding. Don't forget, like, subscribe, do whatever the hell you got to do. And this is Fugitive TV. And don't forget, what did I do with it? Oh, that's way back here. Man, what the hell? My book, Rare Redemption, coming out soon. It's done. It's done. So make sure you get the book. Matter of fact, I'm working on my documentary right now. Y'all stay tuned.